Hello, he's they, she's engaged. Today we're going to be reacting to this Blaire White video. You know, Blaire, white woman, the absolute most cringe trans woman on the internet. Elon Musk's trans kid talks about me. Let's get to it.
You think someone like Blaire White is so desperate? Yeah.
She makes a ton of money.
Did the child of the richest person on the planet just criticize me for making YouTube videos to make money? That's actually shocking. That's shocking.
You Blaire White.
Okay, it is time to address the rumor.
This is going to be painful for me, just so that y'all know. But we got to do it.
Little things, you know, it started with my picture with the Cybertruck, and then just you guys kind of commenting, Blaire, are you gaining a little bit of weight? Or even just nice things, Blaire, you're glowing. Thank you, by the way. And all of it is true. I am pregnant with Elon Musk's baby. I am his 13th.
Waiting for the video to start. Yeah, I don't know, there's not much to really bite on here, but we keep going at it.
And respond to some talking, which I feel like I keep wanting to do other types of videos. I feel like every week I'm coming up here and I'm just like defending myself against what some other public trans person had said. We had Dylan Mulvaney. What's that big one's name? The man?
Oh yeah, she's about to roast Lily Tino.
Vivian Musk. And I wasn't gonna respond because I thought
Why are you dead naming her though? Like, that's a real question, okay? Why are you dead naming Vivian Wilson? Like, you know, what happened to like trans solidarity or something, right? But whatever.
Was actually a minor, because everyone refers to this person as his transgender daughter, his transgender child. But the word child, this is a 21-year-old, right? This is a grown adult, and again, someone with a lot of power. So I said I don't feel bad. Actually, I'm gonna go in on this bit. So if
she doesn't have much power outside of from inheriting a lot of wealth from the jellyfish.
You don't happen to know, Elon Musk does in fact have a transgender daughter who has been at the center of a lot of really, in my opinion, ugly headlines, and I've had some empathy for this person, to be honest. I know people think I'm not capable of that, but hello. And I actually have not been a fan of how Elon Musk has talked about Vivian. I think that it's one thing, like, Elon Musk does not have to agree with Vivian being trans or trans at all. He could hate trans. To say things publicly like they've died in your eyes and shit like that, like, I find that really trashy. I find that really bad parenting. And like, I don't know, as someone who comes from some like pretty bad parenting, I'm just a little bit sensitive to like, why are you talking about your child being dead when they're alive and breathing?
Comes from bad parenting. Clock it.
And so the point is, I actually have, I swear to God, had Vivian on sort of like a do not attack list in my mind. I've never even said this person's name before because I have felt bad. But if you're going to address me, you know, that's a different ballgame. We can crash out together. Let's go.
This would not be an episode of A Bit Fruity if I did not.
And by the way, I think this creator's name is like Maddie or something. Totally chill. Good vibes all around. I've seen some content before. Good stuff.
Give some lashings to conservative LGBT people.
Oh God. Let's go at it.
The first episode I ever did of this podcast was actually about
shit talking.
It was you're
I'm
about
ready.
to find out.
I wonder who. It's so funny because I really am the Voldemort of the trans community. That they love to play this game like, are we gonna say her name? Are we gonna say her name? How many LGBT conservatives could you be talking?
People are tired of you, Blaire, because you're a trans woman who hates trans women. It's actually very simple. You have a lot of internalized transphobia that you need to unlearn, and you're a part of the conservative media operation, the conservative media apparatus that, you know, you're the ultimate pick-me, and that's why Troons don't like you.
There are a few, but even less worth talking about. They know that, I know that. Wild guess, you're gonna say Blaire White.
You gave some very, I think, well-deserved lashings to trans conservative YouTuber Blaire White.
First of all, the repeated lashing. What kind of slave owner? Who are you? Are you master? What's going on? You could never.
I can get behind that. Saying lashings is a little weird, but also Blaire's weird, so we're gonna keep on going.
Lash me. Not looking like that. That's for certain. And for second, second, even Vivian didn't lash me here because I'm looking at my tweet having 30K and hers having 10. So you couldn't even ratio me as the child of the most, important, most famous man basically on the planet right now. So who got lashed?
Okay, but then also, like, we can talk about how Vivian's tweets are probably shadow banned on X. Like, the jellyfish and Vivian have had a significant falling out. And so to talk about getting ratioed by somebody who's most likely shadow banned is, a little bit disingenuous.
Who got lashed? Knock off James Charles. Who?
Why do you think
Weird insult.
White is so desperate? Yeah.
She makes a ton of money in
Yeah.
sponsor.
Did the child of the richest person on the planet just criticize me for making YouTube videos to make money?
No, she criticized you for being the most pick-me trans woman ever, and that you are doing it you're doing whataboutism. Like, this is textbook. You're avoiding talking about it. You make videos part of the conservative media apparatus and doing harm to the trans community, frankly. Blaire, girl, you like my deep voice? Thank you. And yeah, so you're saying, oh, well, Vivian inherited a bunch of money from fucking rich ass parent. Like, that's not really related. It's Vivian had a valid criticism of Blaire, and then Blaire's like, oh, but what about how you got all this money from your parent? It's like, that's not related at all,
That's actually shocking. That's shocking.
It's not
First
shocking.
of all, it's a false premise to even act like the pursuit of money is something inherently wrong.
You're literally selling out your community for money, Blaire. That's literally what you're doing, and I'm here. My gay ass is here to correct that. Hopefully, Hunty, we'll get it done.
Like, sorry I have to survive. Sorry I'm not a Nepo baby, Vivian Musk. Sorry, like, I actually never
You could survive without selling out your own community, but whatever, pick me mentality.
received a dollar from either of my parents. But speaking of money, this video is sponsored.
Oh God, hold on
Have
one
you ever
second.
caught yourself mind?
Yeah.
Now, thank you so much to Fume for sponsoring today's
Get your bag.
Go check
Get your
it
bag,
out.
Blaire White. Get your bag.
In
Yeah.
sponsorships.
Yeah.
And like YouTube ads. I keep fucking with the table. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's money.
Correct. And like attention. I do think she genuinely believes what she says though.
It really has to be one or the other there.
No, it doesn't. You are a pick-me for money, and you genuinely believe this pick-me stuff. I mean, most likely. Or, you don't. Maybe you don't believe the pick-me stuff you're on about, and you're really just that, I don't know, self-hating or something.
Right? It really has to be, I'm doing it for money, which would make it fake, or I really do believe. And that's what they really have to grapple with, is they know I'm a real bitch. Every person that is in the trans community that wants to use words like grifter or say that I'm being fake or doing something for money.
Self-report. Oh my God. You admitted it. You admitted that you're a grifter. Oh my God. Say it again. Hold on.
Which would make it fake, or I really do believe. And that's what they really have to grapple with, is they know I'm a real bitch. Every person
No.
that is in the trans community that wants to use words like a grifter or say that I'm being fake or doing something for money.
Yeah, she's the biggest grifter of the trans community. Like, 100%.
They do know, and you just saw it pop out, that I am the realest bitch in the community. Whether
Cap.
wrong, I could be literally factually wrong about everything I believe. That wouldn't make a single bone in this slightly plastic body fake. There's
Stop the cat.
my views, my personality, the shit that comes out of my mouth that I cannot control. That's just a blessing by God. That was instilled at birth. I wouldn't criticize this about you if you weren't, being so retarded. But unlike you, I'm not up on YouTube as a platform. I don't have a public voice because of who my
Oh.
God is.
I was a little hasty with the pause button.
I don't
A little.
have people interviewing me or the ability to use my voice to put my opinions into the world because of who my parents are. I actually did that 110% by myself.
Well, no, you've been funded by conservative media operations. So that's not exactly yourself. You're getting gassed up by the Daily Wire and stuff like that. So, you know, more lies from Lying McGee over here. But whatever, we'll keep on keeping on.
Just like I'm sure the money in your bank account is definitely not 100% yours, right?
Well, I mean, she owns it. If it's in her bank account, it's hers. You know? Like inheritance, we can talk about inheritance, but are conservative people really going to talk about the death tax? Are we really going to have that conversation with conservatives? We're not. Like, the whole thing they believe is that, like, conservatives fundamentally believe that you should be able to pass down generational wealth. So Blaire's contradicting herself right now.
The fact that you're even being interviewed right now and famous and on a platform, it actually has nothing to do with you. So,
I mean, yes and no.
You and I.
Like, Vivian is a sort of infamous Nepo baby. But, like, in a way that's good for society, I would argue. In that, like, being the jellyfish's child is, like, fuck, I don't know, cut this shit. I don't really have anything to say.
And there is a part of me, if I'm real right now, that wants to not be so harsh on Vivian because you're young. And that's not to be demeaning. You're objectively a young person. You're 21. But, you know, now that I'm saying it out loud, being young is not actually an excuse for being retarded. And when I was 21, that was actually the start of my channel. That was like when I started. And I know that I probably was definitely not as elevated intellectually back then. You can watch my first few videos.
You're not elevated intellectually now. Like, what are we talking about, Blaire? Girly pop, you are not elevated intellectually in any capacity. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to fact check all your shit. That's what the universe put me here for. So Blaire, the word I'm surprised you even know what the word intellectual means. Like, frankly.
But I was not as stuck on stupid as this. Your IQ versus my doorknob. Guess who's winning? Guess who's winning?
But like, I mean, I know there are a bunch of like
type shit
of like Fox News that are like apparently liberal behind the scenes, allegedly.
The reason why leftists are constantly accusing other people of being grifters and not believing what they truly believe is because they don't.
That's not what a grifter is, Blaire. You can grift and truly believe it. That's not what grifting means. Again, I think Blaire's being disingenuous with what she's talking about here.
They're projecting. And also, it's so crazy because if I just used y'all's retarded lingo back on you and started just calling...
Girl, you have to chill. You really have to chill. You're making yourself look very... I mean, your audience will eat it up. But you're making yourself look very... You're revealing your hand. You're revealing how, you know, what a lot of people would call low IQ you are. And I'm not saying that I'm a genius either. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, Blaire, like, language reveals a lot about people. The language that you use reveals your intellectual understanding of something. And so for you to call yourself an intellectual in one breath and then say slurs in the next breath that, you know, you don't have a right to say is kind of ridiculous to me. But keep on keeping on.
Things like transphobic. Maybe that's the move. Maybe that's what I should do, because I actually find it extremely transphobic to reduce the intellectual capacity of anyone in the trans community to, like, if they're not liberal, they must be lying, because no one could actually stray from that groupthink, that sheepthink that we all have.
No, don't say sheepthink, and that's why people think you're a grifter, because you would have to be grifting to be this like this dishonest with what you're saying. Blaire's a grifter, Blaire's a bot, Blaire is a member of the conservative media apparatus. You know, like, what are we doing here? Blaire, white woman? Like, what's going on?
Like, y'all think so small of trans people.
No.
That it can't be that they have any sort of intellectual capacity.
Any sort of intellectual capacity. I don't think Blaire White has said anything intellectual in her entire life. In fact, this is like a more productive way to watch this video. Just have her on mute frankly.
By making the conversation about like, well, does she even believe what she really believes? You know, there's Republicans who don't really believe that, blah, blah, blah. What you're doing is you're trying to find an excuse to not actually combat what I have to say.
Blaire is just a pick-me. It's really that simple. Blaire is the epitome of a pick-me.
If you're wrong, I actually believe everything.
So that she could suck Alex Jones? That's why she's a pick-me? So that she could suck Alex Jones. Like, that's crazy to me, by the way.
I say so. If we could ever just get past that and start addressing the things I say, that would be probably ideal. In an actual way to defeat me, rather than for the rest of time just flop around like a dead fish repeating the same shit people have been saying to and about me on the internet for the past decade. I mean, this is just verbatim. This video.
People say the same stuff because you're doing the same stuff, you know? Like, if somebody is doing the same dumb shit and then people are like, yo, you're doing the same dumb shit, and then you go, oh, people are calling me out in the same way that people have always called me out. How ridiculous is that? It's like, no, you've been doing the same thing.
Has been made about me 100 times. The script has been the same every time. It's just like, it's weird, but that's that group thing. That's that like drone, you know, NPC.
No, it's that the answer is the same every time. Like imagine saying, right, going 2 + 2 = 4, and then someone going, well, you know, it's really groupthink that everybody thinks 2 + 2 = 4 because like you're really just going along with what the sheep think. It's like, no, girly pop, 2 + 2 has been 4. You've been a grifter since I don't even know when.
It's like, no.
Or you said since she was 21. Girly pop up top over here. Hello. Hi Blaire. How we doing?
New things to say. Just the same that other retards were saying about me in like 2016.
Girl!
Home and you're like,
chill.
Behind the scenes, it's like doesn't matter because you're not nice in front of the scenes.
Yeah.
Y'all also live in a Disney movie. It's about nice people and bad people. Mean people versus good people. And you guys are the nice people. When you start out a video talking about who are we going to give lashings to today. See, at least I don't fake it, right? At least I don't pretend to be the nicest person. I know
A pick-me.
I am quite a bit of a bitch, right? But when it comes to me, see, I'm a wolf. You see me coming, bitch.
She's an alpha. She's a what? Oh my God, Blaire White. Fucking alpha male right here.
I'm not a wolf in sheep's clothing. You see me coming. I don't gotta move in silence.
Or what's it called? What's that? That stuff like the gamma, alpha, beta, gamma. Like, I'm so out of the loop on this because it's so dumb. But I'm trying to make a joke here. Blaire is Someone write it in the comments. You know what I'm talking about.
I really don't. I'll make a whole scene, a whole ruckus. I feel like this is so unserious. But this is so unserious. This is so unserious, so it's like I have to be.
Blaire, you're unserious.
So interesting to me. I mean, she's not that interesting because, like you said, it's like once you're...
Everything they say, they immediately contradict themselves with the other. Like, they're just scared to actually say something. Blaire White, she's so interesting to me. I mean, she's not that interesting to me. I think she really believes what...
I just like correcting what they said. Like, relax. Like, both of them. Like, it's not that serious. BW. It's not that crazy.
She says she believes. But you know what? I don't think she really says that. Y'all are scared to make a stand about anything, even your feelings of...
The thing that's sad is that Blaire White is actually like this. That's the issue, is that Blaire White is really this person. Like, that's what's sad.
Making money from that sort of speech, it's like, okay, well, you're just gonna do it as long as it's making money.
Yeah,
but
she's gone progressively further right as she's gonna like. Also, you Blaire White.
Facts.
I want to get that out there.
Yeah.
I have become progressively further right, actually, yes, because y'all have gotten progressively more retarded.
Bruh! Girl, chill! Oh my god. Oh my god, yo. But then the other thing, too, is Blaire has this, like, she's talking about, right, like, who's nice and who's not nice, right? But then now she's talking about, oh, they're mean to me. They're mean to me, so I'm gonna go more far right. It's reactionary.
You have pushed me even farther, so congrats on that, but that's not my fault. Also, It's so interesting. Once you realize something makes you money, you just keep doing it. Yeah, that's called surviving in the world. That's number one. Is this video is monetized, right? Is your video monetized?
Blaire, thank you for the bag that I'm about to get off of you. Appreciate it.
Fruit Loop Gandhi over here, doing it all for free. Because I actually do remember a time, I would say the first almost year of my channel, despite the fact that I was already within the first year getting videos with hundreds of thousands of views, I didn't even think about monetizing it my first year, pretty much.
Congrats, that's fascinating. This is the best way to absorb Blaire's white information, because she says nothing, so we might as well mute it. But you know, I gotta go through here. I gotta be the one.
Money about this. This is how you monetize your channel, and she showed me how to do it. It's like, you should be making money, and I should. I absolutely should, which is why there isn't.
To be clear, Blaire has not like. Is there another ad? Hold on.
But has anyone ever felt completely trapped by debt, whether it's credit card?
Another ad?
Loan debt,
Hold on.
medical bills, like.
Oh my God, girl.
Completely.
Relax.
And when you're stuck juggling bills, it can be really.
We got one and we got two. That's.
I would actually just.
I don't even remember what I was saying before, but like that's crazy. Double ads. Like that. Wow. Talk about like bleeding your viewers dry. Holy guacam. Wow.
Busted open. But it's so interesting that's the only thing you guys can bring up, because clearly you're so, satanic in your mindset. You're so matrixed out in your mindset that like I have to either be lying or doing something for money. Like not everyone is living that.
You're literally just a pick-me. I will say it the whole time, and every time I ever react to a Blaire White video, I will just say she's a pick-me. It's really that simple.
Money or lying or thievery.
You're a pick-me for money. It's a very simple, fundamental concept.
Like y'all. Not everyone's just being a fake ass bitch for a living. Or a Nepo baby for a living. Which is cute, and I appreciate the fact that you're a Nepo baby, but you
see, that's that conservative. Like, conservatives actually do like Nepo babies because death tax and all that jazz. Which, first of all, it being called the death tax is, focus grouped to shit. But yeah. Also, what about fake ass bitch? I curse. I'm cussing. You're putting the dog audio over it because you don't want to get demonetized. What happened to being real, Blaire? Huh? What happened to being real? What happened to being real, Blaire White?
Should not talk about money at all. You should not talk about money at all. Like, there's just the fact that she brought that up first is like, wow. The light's not on yet, right? It's not on. Maybe your dad can hook you up with a Neuralink to just up that IQ a little bit, because again, my doorknob versus you.
She's just ad homing her, calling her dumb. Or the R slur.
The LGBT conservatives. It's a fixation that I have because I'm just like, how?
Sometimes when you don't understand things, it's because you're stupid, not because the other person is. Like if you're.
No, it's literally like. Also, we're gonna mute because I don't even need to pause. We could just. This is perfect. This is a perfect way to absorb Blaire White. It's because you're a pick-me, and it's like, how could someone be a pick-me? And I think what's her face, Natalie, like ContraPoints or whatever. I think she has a good video about like why Blaire has developed into this conservative grift pick-me person.
Spiritually understand it. I don't always relate to it. Most things I don't relate to, ways of thinking that you guys have, but I like intellectually understand, like, okay, this is why they think this is why they think this.
No, you don't.
This is because they're retarded. Like, I get it. So, if you're so fixated,
Girl!
Conservatives because you just don't get it.
No, we get it. It's just fascinating. It's really just fascinating that somebody could be this self-hating.
It's like once they're making money from it.
But there are like LGBT conservatives who are also like not making money.
That's the thing, and I'm like,
that's true.
Maybe they really think that way.
Which is crazy.
Maybe they really think that way.
Yo, I'm queen of the mute button.
The collective IQ in this video
is more than.
Oh my god.
Your entire political party.
They genuinely think that these people like actually tolerate them. It's like, no, they don't, babes.
I think
true. That's true.
And it's like this optimism about like, no, I'm one of the good ones. I promise I'm one of the good ones.
Pick me shit.
That way.
They literally have 4 lines, I swear to God.
Because they don't need more than 4. Blaire, they don't need more than 4. That's not like a critique of their argument. Blaire, girly pop, they don't need more than 4. It's really that simple. You're really on some pick-me shit like that, and you really believe that when it comes down to brass tacks, they're gonna like let you stay. They're gonna let you be like a pet in their like fascist prison or whatever the fuck. Like, you really believe that. You believe that they love you because you got Alex Jones's tiny little shrimp, you know? Like, girl!
I swear to God, they're not even put off by the fact that they are walking, talking automatons, repeating things that they see are top comments in comment sections like, oh my God, maybe they already have the Neuralink. Holy shit. It's also very indicative again of their, low IQs, that they can't actually perceive of like multiple different reasons why someone would hold a political position, right? So for
Because you're a pick-me. I've been saying it the whole video. It's really that simple.
just about like, I'm gonna say things that are nice so nice people and people I want to like me. That's what you guys do, because again, everything is fucking projection.
Most people don't like me or Vivian, honestly. Most people don't like Troons, and it's that simple.
People to like me, I would be fake and say I'm a Democrat, or not talk about politics and hide the fact that I have certain views. I really would. I would. Back to the money thing you're so obsessed with. Every time I hit play on this video, it's like money, money. I would have way more money as a liberal transsexual, and you know that. Be so fake in the comment section, stranger. Be so fake. You know, if I was a liberal coming out the gate, being who I am, having my personality, and yes, I don't care looking the way I do, I would have already had a few shows on MSNBC. I'd be loaded as shit, and I would have way more people who, quote unquote, like me. I know it's really difficult when you struggle with nuanced thought, but some people don't actually factor in like being liked or having a community with their political views. Some people...
Blaire, your entire personality is that you want to be liked by the people who hate you. That is all you exist as in this reality. It's really that simple. And she's refuting it over and over and over again. I'm real. I don't want anyone to like me. You know, if you really wanted to have some radical intellectual thought, you'd be on my fucking wave.
Just being honest
Being a real fucking tranny dyke on some shit. Fuck.
with themselves and others about how they feel.
It's like a desperation from validation, because like if someone says,
Yeah?
Natalie when actually talks about this, if someone
Vivian's
says
cooking.
negative about you, you might be more inclined to believe it's true. And conservatives say negative shit about the gays and the trannies all the time.
Type.
I think the real delusion...
'Cause that's fire.
...is like the idea that you guys have some sort of monopoly on being nice.
On being accepting of people's differences and diversity. Really? Progressive people, liberals, progressive people have a monopoly on being accepting? Yeah, I would say that's a cook session right there.
Excuse me?
That's Metro in the studio,
Like, Republicans do bad things about trannies and gays all the time. Well, you know what? There's a lived out book further to the left of you, Vivian, that would call you a transphobe for even using that word.
You can say it, I can't.
The gay.
What? That literally makes no sense.
It's your
Yeah, but
microphone.
I bring up a good point. Okay, I don't want to be accidentally. People are mad at me that I say the word trannies a lot.
Why?
I mean,
I think it's really funny.
that is not my cross to
Blaire
bear.
White also says trannies. Does she? I think.
Probably, but she probably means it negatively.
If someone says something negative about you,
Is reclaiming a slur. I think both these dolls can reclaim the slur. That's fine. I say tranny all the time too. I'm a fucking doll. What are we talking about? Also, if you hear my chair is broken, talking about on some real shit. I'm here sitting on a broken chair. See that shit? You see that? I'm here to real shit.
If you can't say anything to Vivian sitting next to you about tranny, because that's a trans territory, then
It's a slur. It's a reclaimed slur, Blaire.
little fucking gay boy, knock off James Charles, don't say shit about how I say trans.
Just because someone that's crazy. Knock off James Charles is crazy. Person is effeminate, white, gay, and so therefore knock off James Charles. We got so much video to get through, and I'm not cutting any of this shit. This is just one take. And so, like, oh my god, the fact that, like, I feel like I've been doing this for 3 hours.
I'm so glad I'm not a lib. Look how miserable it looks to be a lib. Like, getting in little hiccups trying to have a conversation. Well, I can't use that word, but you can. But this person says that word.
Say it, Blaire. Say it. Say it, Blaire. You know what I'm saying. Say it, Blaire. Do it. On fucking say it.
It's just weird.
She probably, like, says mad slurs behind closed doors. Like, let's be real here. Blaire, honey. Blaire, you probably say, like, mad slurs, like, behind closed doors, you know?
Say anything you want about conservatives. Like, I promise you, it is not this, like, weird and boring to, like, talk to a conservative.
It actually is. I've talked to a variety of conservatives, but we'll go back. But it actually is that weird and boring, yes.
It is not this, like, weird and boring to, like, talk to a conservative.
You're kind of desperate for anyone to perceive you as what you perceive yourself as. And you might be going to, like, really negative places and going to depths that you shouldn't.
Yeah, and Vivian's getting on that Blaire's a pick-me, which I've been saying the whole video. But then also, Vivian's right. I'm right. Vivian's right. Every doll worth her salt knows that Blaire White is queen of the pick-me's. Queen of the please accept me, please, 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 please. I promise I'm one of the good ones. I'm not like those tranny freaks, I promise. That's Blaire White's entire existence under capitalism.
Going to in search for validation, even if it's fake. And I think that might be kind of where some LGBT conservatives are at.
Cooked.
I'm so glad we're having this therapy.
Cook session.
And you're telling me what you've really experienced, because I promise you I can't relate to that. I promise you I can't relate to that. I have never genuinely, I don't care. There's different types of archetypes of people, and some of this I think is just how you were born, how your brain works. I have never sought
conservative phrenology? What? Blaire, stop the cap.
It sounds ridiculous, like a foreign language to even say outside. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans.
Oh, I fucked up my screen. Hold on. Fuck.
I've never bullied anybody. I've sought. And some of this I think is just how
Hold on. Where is it? Where is it?
I have never sought. It sounds ridiculous, like a foreign language you can say outside. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. It feels like a foreign language. Trans. From other people. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans. I've never sought validation from other people to do with me being trans.
Someone to sample that.
Bullied anybody into believing I'm a woman. I've never
Oh,
upset anybody who thinks I'm a woman versus a man versus a
It's not about people thinking. It's about people rejecting your basic humanity. That's what it's about, Blaire. But you're not framing it like that because you want to be intellectually disingenuous. Type shit.
Aphrodite, a reptilian. I don't give whatever you want to say. I am. I'll be that. I don't care. And I've actually always been like that. Even when I was a teenager, and I used to have like a very alternative, like weird.
Yeah, pick me. Think about me however you want. I'm not gonna get mad at you because I'm one of the good ones. That's exactly her fundamental philosophy. That's exactly what she's on.
Binary that wasn't like an annoying communist lived out bitch. It was like, I'm not gonna police the pronouns you use for me. I don't give a like if you say she, if you say he, I didn't care. That's how I was as a kid. If you grew up seeking validation and
That's not what seeking validation is. Seeking acceptance.
like you said,
Again, misrepresenting the points.
even if it's fake, that's some sad shit, and that's something to work out with your therapist.
Blaire, your entire life and existence under capitalism is so sad.
You don't project your own shit on other people. But if you're unhealed, if you're spiritually broke, spiritually bankrupt, these are the kind of, conclusions you're going to come to about other people, right? That I feel this, so this means this person must feel that. That's not really how the world works, actually. I'm tired. Does anyone in the chat know how to do voodoo? Because I have a bitch I want turned into a possum by tonight. Miss Vivian.
What?
Listen, the moral of the story is this. I do want to turn the page here and put
And-
on this that's just a bit lighter. I sense a lot of hurt in you, Vivian. That's not me being mean. I have a lot.
This is projection.
People have, that's not me being mean. I have a lot of hurt in me. I'm working through it every day. People have hurt in them. But again, you do have to learn to not project on other people. That's something you definitely learn as you get a bit older. And I do have empathy for the fact that you are so young. You are so public. But what you're choosing to do with your platform right now, certain things might just bite you in the end. I'll say that. Perhaps a projection of you seeking validation you don't get from your father. That's not coming from a place of judgment. I know that because I have.
Yo, the Blaire White projection right now is crazy. Me on my broken chair. Blaire White, like this is Blaire's experience right here.
What you're choosing to do with your platform right now, certain things might just bite you in the end. I'll say that. Perhaps a projection of you seeking validation you don't get from your father. That's not coming from a place of judgment. I know that because I have a lot of trauma, specifically involving my dad. And so
What did I say? What?
I hope that you and your father come to a place where he can apologize for anything that he said negative about you in the press, because I've seen it and I hate that for you. And so because of that, I genuinely do hope that you heal from that, move on, and if you continue to be a public figure in the way that you are, I would just suggest knowing what you're talking about before you talk about it. That would be my.
All right, B-dubs, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Today's video.
The third sponsor.
Check them out. Link in the description, and also.
Oh wait, no, just two.
It is what it is with Vivian. I mean, nothing here was very serious. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to my podcast channel. Follow me on X, Instagram, TikTok, all the places.
I thought you were real, Blaire. I thought you were real. You're gonna do the shill. Follow me on this, that, and the third. I mean, I'll do it, cause I'm gonna be real about why I'm getting too meta right now. Sorry, everybody. I'm too meta. Whatever. Video's almost over. We're almost done with this. It's almost done. We did it. We made it through. I think my first Blaire White video, which unfortunately there's gonna be more, but somebody's got to do it. So. All right, another like 24 seconds. We can do this. I believe in me. I believe, thank God for me.
See you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Yo, that's my thing. What the fuck? I did that on TikTok. Whatever. We got Buffalo Wild Wings going here talking about the jellyfish. Her daughter of the jellyfish, whatever. We did a good job. We made it through. I'm going to upload this. Follow me or whatever. I'm not going to do the YouTube fucking thumbnails and shit like this, all this jazz. Just follow me, share my shit, blast it. I'm based as a fucking little bee, so and this is mine, okay? Mwah. I love you. Mwah.